So many names to speak about, and they were really the jewels in the cricket field of Sri Lanka who had done extremely well. And I am happy to say today that most of these boys who played for Nalanda, I have seen them as tiny tots those days. It was such an experience in seeing these boys, and I am very happy that Bandula Varnapura became the first test captain in Sri Lanka. It was a massive achievement for Nalanda. Now, after you took over cricket, Nalanda became #1 cricket playing school in Sri Lanka. But you have another very important aspect that you were in charge, and that is cadeting. Can you tell us about your cadeting career as a cadet officer at Nalanda?
Yes, now that was another very responsible activity which I had to undertake, especially Mr. Vikramaratna, who was himself a senior officer to me, was the principal, and I was appointed the officer commanding the cadet contingent at Nalanda, and we had very successive training periods, camps, and we attended camps both at Diatalava, and we did well in squad drill, in hut inspection, and so many other activities which were competitions which were held at Diatalava. And I was also the best commander. I had the opportunity of being the best commander in among the schools during this period. In cadeting, what we looked was mainly discipline, and now the discipline background which a cadet gets today by being a cadet, APA, is something very, very important, that which I think we should, that every student in this country should go through that training.
I think that's a very good message that you gave to all schools, and this statement came from none other than Nelson Mendes, who was a great cadet master in Sri Lanka. Yes, go ahead, Nelson.
Now, actually, why I say that, APA, now a boy, when he dresses, he has to be smart. If he is shabby, nobody look at him. And how you carry yourself, you see, you must carry yourself. You should not be, you see, looking down, your shoulders stooping. So that kind of attitude, when you see a boy walking like that, is not good. Now this is what cadeting teaches you. You see, to be smart, upright, and also also not in only physically, even in action. You have to be courteous. You have to be smart. You have to respect your officers. Saluting, all that is taught, and which brings up the great human being in a child.
In fact, I personally feel that your cadeting career has helped you to develop your personality. Not only that, you develop many personalities in this country, because when you say personality, it's a two-way process. You have the mental personality as well as the physical personality, and you combine together. I can remember that after some time, you left Nalanda to further your studies. Can you tell me that experience?
Yes. In 1969, I was selected to follow a course of specialist English teachers training at Peradeniya. When I had to leave, I think it was you who took over from me as player of games and all other duties as coach and master in charge and everything. I thank you very much, Appa, for being in that position, because I was feeling very bad if I had to leave the teams which I had brought up during that time. You see, it would have been very, very bad for me.
But
anyway,
I must tell you, pardon me for interrupting,
Yeah.
I must tell you, I just followed your footsteps, and it was merely plain sailing, because the most important factor there was the discipline, and those children, those cricketers were really fantastic and lovely. I must tell you, I must thank you for that. Yes.
Yeah, so I had a stint at Government Training College for 2 years, where I did my teaching in English and passed through, and then I was appointed to a distant place in Madhavachya, where there was no cadetting and no cricket. So I was feeling very bad. I spoke to some of my friends in Colombo, and I was able to get Anuradhapura Central, where there was cricket, where there was cadetting. And there too, I started a cricket team, and also I was in charge of the junior platoon. They didn't have senior cadets. And mind you, Appa, first time within 3 months, the camp, I joined in January, the camp was in March. Within 3 months, I built a team, cadet platoon, which went to the camp in Detalav and won the championship all island. That's the first time that Anuradhapura Central had ever won a championship. Now, that was a great achievement. I could still remember when we came back from Detalav, when we got down at Anuradhapura Central, Anuradhapura railway station, I was shocked to see principal and all the girls and the boys lining up the streets to give us a guard of honor. So I felt very proud. You see, that is the type of achievement these young boys with their hard work did. I can still remember. Now, some of those boys didn't have white shoes, tennis shoes to wear for competition. I remember I had to go and get the girls to lend them the shoes to go to camp. So that is the type of children we had at Anuradhapura.
I'm very happy, Nelson, that it was your dedication and commitment that made you a great man in this field. We will take another short break, Nelson, and when we come back, we will be discussing some more interesting incidents in your career. Nelson, now in 1971, the infamous insurgency period, that you joined as an instructor in the army in English and current affairs. I think that must be very interesting to our viewers.
Yes, what happened, Appa, was when I was in Anuradhapura, the insurgency broke out. Then we were summoned to Colombo first. We had to report to Colombo. And it was so difficult to come to Colombo from Anuradhapura, because that, the hive of activity was concentrated in that area. And especially the insurgents were looking out for volunteers, officers reporting to Colombo, and they were checking all the buses. I had a time of getting to Colombo. And if not more for my boarding mistress, where I was boarded, when she saw me packing my uniforms into my bag, she said, "Sir, please don't take them. You just go on your civvies. We will send it through your uniforms, we will send it through somebody." And as she said, when I got into the bus and halfway through at Mahaway, the bus was stopped and they were checking. And fortunately, I didn't take anything. Even my identity card I had hidden in my underpants.
Really?
And so they came checking, they checked everybody, anybody going to report to the police, army,